You might know her by many names, but there's no doubt you can recognize her from a mile away regardless. No matter where she appears, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is always a standout from the other actors when viewing her in TV shows and movies. Out of all the characters she's played in the past, which ones were her best and most memorable performances? Well, we're here to help solve that, so you'll have to stay tuned and find out. Hey everyone, welcome to 90s Nostalgia. Today, we'll be counting down the top 10 characters played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to 90s Nostalgia, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our countdowns regarding everything 90s. That being said, let's get started. Number 10. Jeanette Cooper, Troll. Not the way we thought we'd start off this list, but we figured we'd get this one out of the way. Julia doesn't usually play any mythical or magical roles, so it may be jarring to see her as a magical wildlife conversion of Jeanette Cooper in the movie Troll. This is fairly old, and she doesn't really say much during scenes like these, but it helped shape her career altogether, whether it was worth it or not. Number 9. Kate, Saturday Night Live. A shot in the dark, but still a character she played nonetheless. If you're familiar with Julia's short time on Saturday Night Live, you'll remember a few of her skits, including her role as Kate, the daughter who came home from college and has changed quite a lot. Her attitude towards everything is frowned upon by her dad, while her mom gives in to the whole thing. The more she tries to expose the harsh realities of the world, well, let's just say things don't work out in her favor. Number 8. Blue Fairy, Geppetto. Just because it's magic doesn't mean it can't be played by Julia. And this holds true in Geppetto, where she plays the Blue Fairy. If you've ever wanted to see Julia in a Disney/storybook setting as a character that sings and dances, then look no further. You'll get a real kick of Julia's talent when it comes to her singing and dancing, unlike one of her other characters, which we'll get to very soon.
You can just because it's magic, so beautiful fairy. It's time for the remedy. Simply compel him to do as I tell him. I want to grow.
Number 7. LAUREL Lightfoot, Onward. However you feel about this movie, one key character with a lot of growth was Julia's character, LAUREL Lightfoot, the mother of the main duo who happens to self-proclaim that she's a mighty warrior a bit too much. Whether she is or not though, you can hear Julia's voice shine through this otherwise generic character. Number 6. Margot Chester, Christmas Vacation. Imagine being in a Christmas movie with a scene like this. Before you ask, no, this isn't a horror film. This scene is just misleading. Although, it does make us curious on how Julia would handle a character under circumstances like this in actual horror films. Playing Margot Chester, she's a lot more lax compared to most of her other roles, which brings her a lot of different attention from other guys.
Where do you think you're gonna put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you. I wasn't talking to you.
Number 5. Maggie Lizer, Arrested Development. In this instance, Julia played a criminal investigator named Maggie Lizer, who pretended to be blind in order to catch a criminal who had just invaded her home in plain sight. Her ruse almost worked flawlessly, but there were a few hiccups. Just as she successfully confronted the invader, let's just say she may have actually become blind in the process. Number 4. Princess Atta, A Bug's Life. We'd make a joke saying this was a tiny role, but considering how big this movie was, it would just be doing it a massive disservice. One of her most memorable animated character roles, Julia brought life to Princess Atta in A Bug's Life and captured her serious yet fun and responsible demeanor despite being primarily known for comedy. Although her screen time wasn't as much as some others, she was still memorable enough to leave an impact on the character flawlessly. Number 3. Christine Champbell, The New Adventures of Old Christine. If you're used to seeing Julia in not so casual circumstances, this show may just fill that void. In this sitcom, she plays the role of Christine, who's a bit more fun and clumsy than some of her other prominent characters in the past. On top of that, it's the lead role for a sitcom, which she's definitely earned after being a secondary in one we'll mention soon. Seeing her in day-to-day lifestyled comedies is by far the best way to experience every facet of her personality. Number 2. Selina Meyer, VEEP. One of her most iconic characters in the most recent era, her career definitely skyrocketed thanks to her role in VEEP as Selina Meyer. Although not a subject matter that's as familiar as the usual films or sitcoms she took part in, it scratched a certain itch similar to how The Office did, where it uses an otherwise boring setting to bring out the glorious personalities behind each character, colliding with one another to create a beautiful, unpredictable set of events and unlikely circumstances that are a pleasure to sit through. Number 1. Elaine Baines, Seinfeld. Without a doubt, Elaine is by far Julia's most iconic character and simply can't be topped by any other in her entire career. It even goes without saying that most of us recognize Julia thanks to her prominent role in Seinfeld, with how close she was to Jerry and how often she brought each scene to life. If there's any character she put her entire personality towards, it's definitely Elaine Baines, and we're sure she knows that just as well as we do. She may be one person, but she can easily make a bunch of characters her own without the slightest effort. What do you think? Did you enjoy our list? What other stars with an arsenal of characters do you want us to feature next? Share it with us in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to 90s Nostalgia so you can keep up with our wide array of countdowns regarding everything 90s. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch y'all next time.